Welcome back to my devlog. This week, I'll be showcasing my grappling hook that I've been working on. The grappling hook is a mechanic I've become very fond of ever since I used it for the first time in Titanfall. Titanfall is a game that showcased just how fun it can be when you implement the grappling hook with a first-person shooter. So for my game, I decided to take a crack at it and implement my own version of it. And here's a breakdown of how I implemented the logic. So how it works is that we store a start location to be the center of the camera. Then we store a grappling hook max distance value, which is used to find the max distance from which we can grapple onto things. Now, when we fire the function, it will shoot a ray trace the size of a small sphere from the start location we set earlier, and it goes forward for the max distance we have set. If it hits anything, then it will sort the end location and turn the player's gravity off so that it can fly easily. Finally, we add force to the player towards the direction of the end location, giving it the feeling of a grappling hook. Okay, so now I'm going to showcase what I've added since last time. First thing you may have noticed is that there is a shader added into the game. This might not be clear, but I'm going to put up a before and after so that it really showcases and outlines what the difference is. Basically, there is a black outline around everything, giving it like a 80s cartoon comic book style feel. I think it looks really cool and it complements the art style really well. This isn't set in stone, so it might change later on, but as for now, I enjoy it, so we're keeping it in. Now, for the main event, I have added the grappling hook. I want to quickly touch on the sphere thing I was talking about, where the hit box for the grappling hook is a big sphere, so it's shooting out a ray trace, and if any part of that ray trace, which is the size of the sphere, hits that whatever you're trying to aim at, then it will grab on. And I think this is necessary because I tried it with the thin line ray trace, basically like a bullet. But if you're like looking here, and let's say you're not going to be ADSing when you're grabbing hook, you're going to be like this. This kind of looks like you should be able to grab onto this, right? And it does. The way I made it is that it's a big sphere, so even though you're off by a small margin, it'll still hit. And I think that's really important. You know, being realistic is one thing, but if it's not fun, then the game's just not fun. And I think that comes first before anything else. So let me showcase how the grappling hook works with this amazing map I've created. So you jump, and I set it to E. Well, you don't have to jump, actually. You can just do whatever. But I like to jump before, and you're off. It actually turned out really well. I can still fine-tune it, but you can even steer a bit with the air control I added, which is really nice. And of course, I know some games make it so that when you're grappling, you can't shoot. I think that's lame. So I made it so you can shoot, which makes it, I think, way more fun. So let's say that blue guy right there is the enemy. I'm grappling. I can shoot him while I'm grappling and keep going, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's actually so fun. It's so fun. One more thing that I changed is that I took out sprinting for now. I'm not sure if it's temporary or permanent, but what I realized is that you're basically always going to want to be sprinting. I don't know why you'd want to walk unless I add a bunch of recoil that changes when you are sprinting or not. And with the other movements I want to add, like grappling hook and potentially some other stuff I'm not going to talk about right now, I thought it might be better to just have increasing the regular movement speed to be basically sprint speed anyway, because you're going to move that fast anyway. And then you can focus on the other stuff that I have added, like grappling hook, and potentially other stuff that I am working on, which I will not spoil yet. I have more plans in store for the grappling hook. Obviously, this is my first version of it, and the amount it pulls in and all that stuff is not set in stone. I can change it and play around with it a lot. Something that I want to add to the grappling hook is, specifically when I add enemies, is that I want to be able to pull the enemies in depending on how heavy they are. So the smaller enemies, if you hit with the grappling hook, it'll pull them into you. This is especially good if you have the shotgun. You can pull them into you and then blast them from close range, doing a lot of damage, exploding them basically. And if they're heavy, then it'll pull you into them because they're heavy, obviously. Adds more dynamic to the game. I think it'll be cool, but that'll come in later when I actually work on the enemy, which should be fairly soon. Yeah, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching the video till the end. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing to your friends, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Till next time, take care.